Welcome to this channel. This is a project that people have been dreaming about, talking about. On this channel, we're gonna be more advocating on trying to get people interested in doing certain thing that's most people in their daily life maybe or wouldn't be thinking much to do except in the real core scientific community. Basically, this is a picture for moon. I'm wondering, wouldn't it be possible for an expedition on the moon, underground, and live there 1 year to test the feasibility of a long-term colony? How do you go about it? How do you get the thing in orbit? How do you drill down to uh, in the surface, a module, life support, generators, enough food. You could bring plants to grow, or you could bring the eggs, fish to be hatched, uh, and to grow you to raise your own fishes and stuff. But to see the feasibility of humans spending a long term uh, to live on the moon in the long term. Uh, to see the test the effects of low gravity uh, and I wouldn't say radiation because radiation is bad, but uh, I guess the deeper you go underground, it's a more shelter you'll get. Basically, we're gonna be advocating an expedition to test the feasibility of persons living 1 year on the moon uh, uh, to see the feasibility. I guess they'll be hooked up to medical monitors and stuff. But we want to test the feasibility of persons living underground on the moon in the near future for 1 year to test whether the biological functions um, continue, healthy heartbeat, everything. But this is one of the few projects that this channel is going to be advocating. Another one, another one is it's reanimation, reanimation of tissue, reanimation of the brain, reanimation. It says two collaborating biotech. As from this articles, I said two collaborating biotech companies have been given permission to execute groundbreaking and highly controversial brain reanimation project. I won't get into the article because it obviously was written by somebody else, but uh, basically to advocate the reanimation or the regeneration, or some people say the real life. Uh, some people say the real life of uh, whoever is dead tissue, or to regenerate necrosis or elderly tissue to a younger stage. Um, another project or another thing that we're gonna be uh, trying to advocate, which I guess it only affects 1% of the population, is a cure for the HIV virus. It's one of the thing that I think that would be beneficial to this world, to get rid of um, this thing that they call HIV. So one of the things that I know that it's a $10 billion a year for the big corporation, and I don't know if there's much incentive in them finding the cure or maybe it's just that they don't have the knowledge to do it yet. And then there's a new thing that came out with CRISP, which is biotechnology where it can go into the cells and cut out the HIV virus. And they say it works in animals. So, and they're going to be doing human testing. So, along with the drugs, maybe that would eliminate the virus from the person. But basically, what we're going to do is advocating diagnosis, treatment, and cure of people who are affected by this illness. I think it's one of the great tragedy, one of the illnesses that befalls the human race today. There are many. There's that are just as bad. But I mean, the advocacy and the cure of the this this illness is going to be part of the thing that we're going to advocate on this channel. Also, so along with the regeneration, reanimation of the dead tissue, the Moon Project, which people might be saying it's a far shot, but I believe that it's possible, but for that to be organized to really go to the moon, live there for 1 year on the ground with proper and prudent planning. I really believe that it's possible to do that. And also, I believe that it's possible to cure the HIV virus. And I believe it's a human rights issue. And the people that are affected with it are, it's basically it's a life sentence of taking medication and side effects and stuff. Plus, not everybody have access to those medication, and a lot of people are born in this world without getting access, because a lot of companies, I guess, an organization, they have no interest in a lot of people that are affected by it. So I think a cure or a treatment with no side effect is really what the human race needs. So, and the project of real life reanimation is really it's important to this channel. We're really gonna advocate. I believe that we get one life, and it's you should live it to the best of your ability. But there's so many things when I read on the news or you watch it on the television where something happened and somebody has their life taken, or they are befell by an accident, and there's nothing our science can do right now. It's just a natural thing to, okay, that's it. But if it was possible to regenerate the person, if it was possible to through some unknown process right now, to to let the person be able to live their life, I think that's is going to be one of the great human rights for the human being, for the human race. It's a human rights issue. It's not about, oh, if you live long enough, you're going to be uh, lack of resources or too much population. I believe in 30 to 50 years, we're going to be mining asteroids from space. So I don't believe that there's going to really be an impact. The technology is pushing along where even in this day, even if they had the cure for HIV, where so many millions of people die each year, and even if they cure the aging process, or they reanimate the population increase, the technology is at a stage where we're going to have fusion technology, we're going to have space travel, we're going to be going to those we're going to be mining asteroids, we're going to be breaking down the minerals, we're not at the stage that we want to be, but we're not at a stage where, oh my God, there's no hope. So uh, this is the time now when in 30 years time you can say, oh, they're going to be at an asteroid mining it for minerals, and they're going to be at the moon doing something, they're going to be at Mars doing something. um, we can grow agriculture underground. We can do a lot to help the human race and the human condition. So I don't believe that even now, if they had that technology, it'd be bad. A lot of people don't be saying it because it's really applied. And you may say, well, you're just hoping it doesn't really have to happen. But there's so many preliminary results for some of the scientific research that's going on in this world that I believe that in 30 to 50 years, we're going to have a power source to take us into space. We're going to be mining asteroids. We're going to be having enough material to create roads, houses, steel for billions of people on this planet. And they're going to be able to live a normal, uh, healthy life without worrying about dwindling resources or we don't have enough for everybody. Some It's not going to be that way again because there's so many resources in space. I believe we're at a stage in technology where 30 years from now, it's going to be, we're going to be at the beginning stage of mining asteroids. So it's not as bleak. I don't think the future is as bleak in terms of advocating for certain technology, and also it's very important to know. It's very important to point out that there's nothing wrong with a tortoise living for 250 years. They're not they're not 7 billion tortoises, but like humans, but and they don't consume as much energy and deplete resources as humans. But living to 250 years, some animals do it and are like the giant tortoise. Some of them is, and they seem happy and healthy for those entire 250 years. So I don't see why humans can do it for longer, or I don't see why we can really go into um, the sense of trying to reanimate or regenerate people. A lot, there's a lot of taboo culture issue where people, a lot of belief, and they really believe, and it may impact whether they accept a technology like this. But I don't believe that necessarily we have to fight that technology or be afraid of it, or it doesn't impact on your soul. Because the technology that we have now, there are times that you got defibrillators where they do an electric shock to revive you. So if you even go on a deeper level from a quantum mechanical perspective, where even if your tissue remain, you still have, even if your tissue is at a standstill, uh, and if you can find a way to get that thing moving again through some quantum mechanical process or some unknown process that's available, I don't think it's anything different than what we have now. It's just that you're doing it on a more sophisticated level, because when some people are brain dead and they bring them back, no, but because they do it in such a short time, you may say, well, the soul didn't get time to leave, or you may say, well, oh, it's okay, or because, but I'm thinking like, can you like open your mind to the possibility that even if can you open your mind to the possibility that even if you're gone for months or years and they bring you back, that it's going to be the same as uh, the one that did it for minutes, if you have the ability to rebuild a tissue, or or to transfer your mental, uh, your memories and stuff from a storage back into the biological. But it's more. it's going to be, that's to me is more of a sophistication. Like technology has increased so much, and not fair to say, oh, you're doing something unnatural, which is what people may say. But I don't think that they're necessarily ignorant, but I think that the fear to, they may be thinking you're doing something that's unnatural. But to me, I'm thinking that maybe you're just doing it on a more sophisticated level. A lot of the stuff we do is more sophisticated than what they used to do in in the past, from in agriculture and manufacturing, even medical science. People with the invention of antibiotics, people have been living. Um, you got a lot of medicine that prolong a person um, life. So I don't think there's anything wrong with developing technology like that. And this channel will focus on and set up a fund to try to see if we can achieve um, that goal. So thank you for listening to this channel, and we hope in the future we can get these things done. Thank you very much.